Across more than a century, objects have emerged from the earth, stamped, scrawled, and carved, proven authentic by science, yet their true purpose and meaning remain completely out of reach. From an undeciphered Bronze Age disc to a medieval manuscript that defies all linguistic analysis, each raises a simple but high-stakes question. How can we verify the authenticity of a puzzle, but understand nothing at all about its message or origin? The challenge for science is not whether these mysteries are real, it is that even the best laboratories cannot break their silence. 5 discoveries, centuries of effort, and still no clear answers. What are we missing? And where does the search for meaning begin? In the summer of 1908, Italian archaeologist Luigi Pernier excavated the ruins of the ancient palace at Phaistos on the southern coast of Crete. There, deep below the surface in a layer of ash and broken pottery, he uncovered a small, circular object unlike anything known in the Minoan world. This object would become one of archaeology's most enduring mysteries. The disc is made of fired clay and measures 16 centimeters across and 2 to 4 centimeters thick. Its surface is covered front and back with a spiral band of stamped symbols, 241 impressions in total, arranged meticulously from the edge to the center. 45 distinct signs repeat in complex patterns: human figures, birds, fish, flowers, and tools, each pressed into the wet clay using hand-carved seals before firing. The disc survived a violent destruction. Its edges are scorched, and the surface has a faint sheen from the fire that ended the palace's first era. Material analysis confirms the clay matches local Cretan sources, and thermoluminescence dating places its creation around 1700 BCE in the heart of the Bronze Age. The symbols themselves are unique. Some signs share distant echoes with Linear A, the undeciphered script associated with Minoan administration, but the method of stamping, rather than incising, sets the object apart from every other known artifact. Modern laboratory tests, including X-ray fluorescence and 3D microscopy, reveal no signs of forgery or later alteration. The stamps were applied in a deliberate sequence, likely using a set of about 30 custom-made seals. No duplicates have ever surfaced. As the curator at the Heraclean Archaeological Museum observes, the disc's manufacture suggests a lost technology for rapid inscription, one not seen in any other Minoan record. The disc stands alone in both form and technique. Despite more than a century of study, the meaning of the Phaistos disc remains locked away. Its script cannot be deciphered, not for lack of effort, but because it stands alone. With only one example, the statistical methods that helped crack other ancient languages simply cannot be applied. Scholars have proposed it might be a calendar, a ritual object, or a game piece, based on the spiral layout and the symbolic motifs. Yet without parallels, every theory remains a possibility, not a solution. Preservation concerns have limited invasive tests that might reveal more, and debates continue over whether the disc was meant for record-keeping, ceremony, or something else entirely. The Phaistos disc endures as a singular, provable discovery from the Bronze Age, confirmed by every scientific tool available, and yet silent about what it was meant to say. In a locked vault at Yale at the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library, a book sits on a shelf that has defied explanation for centuries. The Voynich Manuscript, catalogued as MS-408, contains about 240 vellum pages, each one covered in looping, unfamiliar script and vibrant illustrations. The pages are made from calfskin, carefully prepared and stitched together, measuring just under 24 by 16 centimeters. Botanical drawings fill much of the book, but the plants depicted do not match any known species. Some pages show astronomical diagrams. Others feature nude figures wading in pools. The writing flows left to right in neat lines, but no one has ever translated a single sentence. Radiocarbon dating performed by the University of Arizona Accelerator Mass Spectrometry Laboratory in 2009 tested 4 samples of the vellum, placing its creation between 1404 CE and 1438 CE. Lab records describe the chemical pre-treatment needed to remove centuries of contamination from handling. The ink has been analyzed with multispectral imaging and spectroscopy and contains iron gall and carbon black, formulas consistent with late medieval Europe. Under ultraviolet and infrared light, faint underdrawings appear, suggesting the illustrations were planned before the text was added. The manuscript's journey is partly documented. It surfaced in the early 17th century, passed through the hands of alchemists and collectors, and was purchased in 1912 by rare book dealer Wilfrid Voynich, whose name it now bears. Statistical analysis of the script reveals patterns typical of real languages. Studies that include Zipf's law and other frequency tests show regularities in the distribution of words and the structure of sentences. These findings suggest the text carries meaning, not random gibberish. Yet the alphabet does not match any known system, and the language, if it is a language, remains unidentified. What scientists know is concrete. The vellum dates to the early 15th century. The inks and pigments match the same period, and advanced pigment analysis conducted in 2019 supported the manuscript's historical authenticity, reducing the likelihood of a modern forgery. Imaging reveals erased or altered lines and planned underdrawings, clues to the making of the book. The provenance from the 17th century onward is documented, and quantitative linguistics finds non-random structure. What remains unexplained is the manuscript's message. No one has produced a convincing translation. No bilingual key or Rosetta-style companion has surfaced. Scholars disagree about whether the text is an elaborate cipher hiding herbal or alchemical knowledge, an invented language, or even a sophisticated medieval hoax. Attempts at decipherment have produced plausible fragments, but no consensus. The purpose of the illustrations and the relationship between image and text are still debated. The Voynich Manuscript remains what it has always been, a genuine medieval artifact whose message is still locked away. Scientists continue to study its materials, its images, and its statistical footprint, and new techniques may one day reveal more. For now, the book is both authentic and mysterious. In 1901, sponge divers off Antikythera Island recovered a corroded bronze mass from a Roman shipwreck in the Aegean. Amid statues and amphorae, they found fragments with interlocking gears, some coin-sized, others as large as a hand. Greek inscriptions edged the dials, their meaning obscured by centuries of corrosion. For years, the fragments sat in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, their purpose a mystery. In 2005, Tony Freeth's team used X-ray computed tomography to scan the device. The imaging revealed at least 37 gears, dials, and pointers, including one labeled Saros that tracked an 18-year cycle of lunar eclipses. Bronze alloy analysis showed 95% copper and 5% tin, matching Hellenistic craftsmanship around 100 BCE. The inscriptions aligned with Babylonian astronomical records, hinting at a device capable of predicting eclipses and tracking solar and lunar cycles. Yet 3/4 of the mechanism is missing. No other artifact like it has surfaced, and its maker remains unknown. Even with modern imaging, much of its internal design and full purpose remain elusive. The Antikythera Mechanism stands as a rare example of ancient precision engineering, a bridge between archaeological discovery and ongoing scientific study. On a limestone ridge above the plains of southeastern Turkey, a series of stone enclosures rises from the earth. Massive T-shaped pillars, some standing over 5 meters tall, are arranged in circles and ovals. This is Göbekli Tepe, a site first surveyed in 1963 but only truly recognized in 1994 when archaeologist Klaus Schmidt realized the pillars were not grave markers but the oldest known monumental architecture built by humans. Excavations reveal more than 20 enclosures, each anchored by twin central pillars surrounded by rings of smaller stones. The pillars are carved with reliefs of wild animals, including foxes, snakes, boars, and vultures. The carvings are etched with a precision that still survives after 12,000 years, and the overall layout suggests careful planning and repeated use over time. The scale and detail make the site visually striking, and the stonework conveys a sustained, shared effort. Radiocarbon dating of charcoal and bone from the site places construction between 9,600 BCE and 8,200 BCE, centuries before pottery or domesticated crops appeared in the region. Zooarchaeological studies confirm a hunter-gatherer diet, and pollen analysis finds no trace of early farming. These scientific findings are robust, and they challenge simple models of how monumental building projects begin. Yet the scale of the project, requiring hundreds of people to quarry, transport, and erect stones weighing up to 20 tons, defies simple explanations. As Klaus Schmidt observed, the existence of such architecture from a pre-agricultural society forces a rethinking of how complex communities formed. The deliberate burial of many enclosures around 8000 BCE preserved them for millennia, but their true purpose remains uncertain. Was Göbekli Tepe a temple, a seasonal gathering place, or something else entirely? Despite hundreds of radiocarbon dates and decades of careful fieldwork, the meaning behind its pillars remains just beyond reach, a reminder that precise dating can still leave the past shrouded in mystery. In 2008, a fragment of a child's finger bone surfaced from the cold sediments of Denisova Cave in Russia's Altai Mountains. The bone was just a few centimeters long. It joined a handful of teeth and bone splinters, scant physical traces for an entire branch of humanity. Ancient DNA sequencing, pioneered by Svante Pääbo's team at the Max Planck Institute, revealed that this single bone belonged to a previously unknown hominin group, the Denisovans. Their genome diverged from Neanderthals around 400,000 years ago and left a lasting genetic signature in modern populations, especially among indigenous peoples of Oceania and East Asia. One Denisovan gene, EPAS1, helps Tibetans thrive at high altitude by adapting to low oxygen. This is an inheritance from a group known mostly through their DNA rather than their bones. Scientists can map Denisovan ancestry and chart interbreeding events, but their physical appearance and full geographic range remain uncertain. As Pääbo has observed, the Denisovans were a ghost population shaping modern genomes, yet almost invisible in the fossil record. The challenge of piecing together entire stories from fragments echoes across many of the mysteries in this series. Whether stamped clay, cryptic scripts, lost gears, or ancient architecture, each case is defined as much by what is missing as by what survives. The limits of comparison, the absence of parallel finds, and the scarcity of material leave science with puzzles that resist easy answers. These gaps bind the discoveries together in their enduring enigma. These mysteries remain unsolved, even as new technologies like genome sequencing and multispectral imaging advance each year. Science thrives not on answers, but on questions that push us further. Curiosity drives discovery, and the unknown ensures there is always more to find. What do you think we will uncover next?